So this is something a little different for our channel here. A game with commentary. And we have a top 4 game here from the Winds of Winter that I just paused. And with me today actually is one of the main organizer of this whole tournament, Roy Rogers.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Oh, thanks for coming on. So today I was only able to record the top 4 because my laptop fried during the stream, which was kind of bad. But luckily, I had some memory cards and was able to record one of the top 4 and then the final. So we figured to do something a little special for these games. Here we have Julio Fuentes from New Jersey playing Tyrell. He was actually king of Swiss. And then we have Michael Arroyo playing Greyjoy Brotherhood. Do you know where Michael's from?
He's from Connecticut, from what I understand.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, he's a New England player playing a very unusual Greyjoy deck. I am still not 100% convinced that losing the loyal Greyjoy cards is worth it for Greyjoy Brotherhood. But I think, as we'll see in my game versus him in the finals, but it's a really interesting and different build. And then Julio's build, which, as I understand it, was John Palmer's, right? That he won a store championship with?
No, too soon, Roy. Too soon, yeah.
Yeah, so...
yeah, but you know what I feel about Brotherhood? So, I mean, Brotherhood is a weird agenda for me because I like kind of tricks. I don't like throwing all my stuff out in the open in the beginning. So I feel like if there is going to be a Brotherhood deck, I mean, yeah, the Neil with Baratheon goes hand in hand, but I mean, if you're just going to do like a go first deck, maybe, Greyjoy is not terrible out of, but yeah, losing Balon is absolutely...
Well, I mean, now Asha... Was Asha out in this?
Asha was definitely out because Asha ruined my day in two of the games.
Yeah, I don't think giving Asha and Euron in this meta up is good, but I mean, I can definitely see why Michael is pretty happy with his setup here, because knowing that it's highly likely that Julio is not running March because his deck is a rush deck, starting with Pike and Rattleshirt is real brutal.
Yep.
And that's going to get all his synergies going right away.
Yeah, Rattleshirt's really good in Greyjoy, I think, but also with the Brotherhood agenda, I think Rattleshirt is like who you want to see there.
Oh yeah, him with Insight is just bonkers in early turns.
So we have a little bit of a glare. We were kind of pigeonhole kind of to this corner of the room, but it's not terrible. So
yeah,
right here
set up.
We have
2 of the 2-drop, or excuse me, the Arbor plus 2 of the 0-cost knight locations. So they get +1 strength to knights that are attacking or defending alone, which is basically the key synergy of his deck.
Right.
Oh, and now we get the rules call. I remember this.
Yeah, this was
the interaction with Summer Harvest here that had to be explained by several different people to the players. So
yeah, we have, I think, was that Jamie?
Jamie, yeah, that's the TO. Right there, Jamie, yep.
So the good old, the classic riddle in the Summer Harvest. I remember thinking, when this was happening, thinking, damn, of course this happens round 1, plot 1 of the recording.
Of course it does. It's probably one of my least favorite interactions in the game, and trying to explain it to people who don't understand how it works can sometimes be a little frustrating. So I oftentimes, when I'm TOing, I'm just like, this is how it works. You can go on the forums to find out why it works this way. Yeah. And let's move on.
I don't think that there'll ever be a time probably where you're not answering that question. I feel like the last couple of tournaments I was at, you had to explain that. But that's fine, because you explain it much better than I do.
Yeah. Well, when Summer Harvest just doesn't see play, which is my preferable. I hate Summer Harvest. It's one of my least favorite plots.
Right.
Not only because I played it many times and had this interaction happen to me, but also just because it just feels like a cheese plot. That except for Varys's riddle, there's really no drawback even if you hit a 2-gold plot, it's still a 4 initiative, 4 gold plot that is pretty solid. So, but you still shouldn't feel too bad for Julio here because he does have the Arbor.
Yeah, he's got the Arbor, so I mean, he's not losing out on much. And Tyrell's got the lower cost characters too, like the Arbor Knight and the Green Apple Knight. I think is 3, and I remember that being when I played John Palmer, his version of the deck. This one's slightly modified. I remember Green Apple Knight doing some work. Actually,
yeah, in my game in the Swiss against Julio, which he beat me, it was the Green Apple Knight kind of carried him the whole day. I could control all of his big characters, but the fact that Green Apple Knights are non-unique is very difficult for wall decks, particularly if a wall deck has a slow start to really keep up with it. And so we have Michael plays, that's Black Walder, right?
Yeah, it looks like Black Walder.
But does not bestow on him, so he's just a renown body there. But So I think Michael's going to try to go fast here, is the impression from what he's doing. Interesting. No claim soak here.
Well, because, with Brotherhood, you could give Intimidate if you need.
True.
So, I mean...
And your opponent's not running March. So.
Yeah, no March. I'm going to say there's no Greyjoy characters, so it's not like he could even be bluffing or Risen. Yeah.
But he's got a lot of options. It looks like he's got a Nightmares in his hand there, so... It's all looking pretty good. Yeah, Julio's under a lot of pressure here. He does have...
It looks like he's got...
one body.
Yeah, he's got a few characters in his hand right now. Definitely I see an Arbor Knight. But he piloted this deck pretty well all day, I'd say. I mean, what was it? It was 5 rounds of Swiss?
Yes,
yeah.
And he went undefeated in Swiss. Yep. So this is... He is playing he is the first place player playing the 4th place player here. It's I don't know if Julio really wanted to see this matchup. It's one of those like problems at King and Swiss, where sometimes you run hot all day and then you run into kind of an awkward matchup, which I think this deck, particularly with the start that Julio had, is kind of an awkward matchup for him.
Right.
He's going to want to go wide, and the Summer Harvest, while he does have some resources, that Varys' Riddle on his Summer Harvest kind of slows down his ability to do that. And as you said earlier, Rattleshirt being able to get Intimidate on the first turn is really going to limit him. So Julio's going to need to make some things happen here.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's got the economy, he was looking for that econ that totally spread. So I think that is actually the Green Apple Knight right now.
It is, yep.
In that perfect glare spot.
In the perfect glare spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Just lean in there, Julio. Lean in and shadow that up.
No, he's too doesn't want to give anything away here, I don't think. But if Julio can weather this first turn pretty well, he's in a decent spot.
Right.
He has economy. His opponent doesn't have a huge board. Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to keep up.
Yeah, and there's probably no secret here that this is a pretty fast deck. So I think that if he does find himself in a slightly bad situation, I think he's not dead in the water as easy, but we have the cast running around. So yeah, so he gives Rattleshirt Intimidate. And
I'm assuming coming in for the military challenge, although he could come in for the power, but I think he wants to clear up Julio's board more than a little bit. Julio, I think he should. Okay, so he currently has.
So he lets that go unopposed.
He goes, lets it go unopposed. Interesting. Because his knight, his house or his Green Apple Knight is at. If he's defending alone, is at what?
So he's got two tourney grounds, or no, it's not tourney grounds, but.
Okay, so he kills her. Interesting.
So the knight would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
4, and then he could have only knelt the Arbor Knight, and then I would have claimed the Arbor Knight at that point. I'm not entirely sure if I follow Julio's logic here. But I could be wrong. Maybe he has something in his hand. But I think claiming his only power icon
Yeah.
is a little bit of a problem for him here, particularly because of the small board, right? Because he could have, if he defended with the knight, claimed the Arbor Knight, kept Illyria, I think.
Yeah,
Fuentes
Larry.
out. He could have swung back in for power.
And there goes the
slowed
Lord Darkness
down
Ride.
Michael.
Yeah.
But Michael's turn's pretty straightforward here. Just get some power on there, kneel out his opponent's board. So maybe Julio's gonna swing back in for intrigue here. Or do you think mill?
I mean, it's really tempting to just go mill and get. I mean, because those are actually two solid. When you look at Julio's board right now, I mean, taking one of those characters wouldn't be the worst thing. But I mean, I always like hitting the hand pretty early on. So he's going military right here.
Yeah. Pretty smart. I mean, Buckwalder, again, when you're not running Marched,
Right.
getting him down to one character isn't, particularly if it's a massively impactful character for his deck, like Rattleshirt. It's not a huge thing, but losing Blackwalder is a bit of a loss. But, yeah, Michael's hand's got a lot of gas. And Michael wins Dom, I believe.
Yes, Dom goes in with the 2.
Yep, everything stands back
so
up.
that's a 3-1 Michael here, and yeah, even though he's just has the rattle shirts, I mean, I'm really liking his board.
Yeah, again, because neither player's running Marched.
Right.
Or if Michael is, he's in full control of when to play.
Yeah, he's not marching here.
Yeah, I mean, he could if he wants to throw the game.
I mean, I've done worse things. I've flipped summons at the New Jersey Regional, just didn't search a character. That was awesome.
Well, technically, both you and your opponent broke the rules then.
Oh, thanks a lot, Matt.
Trade routes into the pump.
Yeah.
Okay.
The new Tyrell block.
Yep. All right. Very solid here. So that means that Michael wants to play one of his big boys, probably Vic, you think?
Well, he has exactly the amount of gold for it, and then that potentially 2 intimidates.
Yeah, and Vic with stealth is
right.
A nightmarish
Yeah,
situation.
the pike down there. And then Julio's got the quarters going.
Yeah, he's got his quarters going. Very charming feature of Julio playing the game.
I love it.
Where is Julio from originally?
I love Julio. I think Julio is from Chile.
Okay, because I know he played down there too, right?
He did. Yep. I actually remember him. I remember him coming into the New Jersey Facebook group and saying that he was moving there soon in New Jersey and that he was a player in Chile. He's looking for a meta, and we scooped him right up. He's actually a really good player.
Yeah, he's very solid. I mean, he's done very well at all the tournaments I've seen him play. Yeah, I'm impressed with him, and I'm looking forward to see what he does in this competitive season. He will not be at Star Pike, so I'm a little mad at him.
Unfortunately.
Other than my selfishness, Julio, I think, will have a good 2018.
Yeah, he's a genuinely
Is that another?
Nice dude. That's actually Sir Garland.
No, that's Garland. Okay.
Yeah, Sir Garland of the Glare.
Back into the Glare. Yeah. Him of the Glare light. All right, bestow 1.
We got bestow 1.
Bestow 2.
Yep.
Okay, bestow 2. All right, so he's pretty powerful. And that is
That is, I think, a dupe.
A dupe, yeah. I see the 4 gold there. Yep. All right, pretty solid board now for Julio. And now, what trouble is Michael going to make here?
Oh, so he gets another 4 gold, so he's at 10. So.
Oh, this is gonna be painful. All right, reducer down. All right, is he gonna kneel that reducer? We can see Victarion come out here. Vic's powerful.
Vic would be good. Asha would be good. Oh, Lordsport.
Okay, that's not gonna do much.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Let's claim soak.
Because you don't even need to kneel those tourney locations, right? They just are passive.
They're just passive.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why it's not a very good card in this matchup. Okay, the Frey Boy, who could be very powerful. In a crossing deck. Nope, so just a lot of gold. I see a bunch of events in Michael's hand, so definitely I can see he's trying to maybe save his gold for some of that.
Yeah, I see some nightmares.
Some of that stuff, but I still think, I mean, with that much gold left over, it feels like a little bit of a waste of of trade routes.
Of trade routes, yeah.
But maybe he's still got some big guys for us here. Number of knights. So the Green Apple Knights turned on currently, right? There's two.
Yeah. And we have the fishing net.
Oh, and now comes the fishing net. The deck's secret tech.
Yep.
Cannot defend.
So that's pretty good because he works in stealth with his go first. Well, he's not going first this round, but with stealth and then fishing net. I mean, fishing net is a card that doesn't see too much play, but I mean, with the boards this small, it's kind of obnoxious.
Oh, definitely, and super annoying because it's a weapon and can go on all your Night's Watch characters.
Yep.
And it's not terminal. I think the fact that it's not terminal is the most annoying thing about it.
Yep.
But
yeah, that was your character caught a fishing net. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, a couple of them do, if I remember right.
So I think that's actually it for Michael.
Yep, that's it for him. So he's got a solid board. He's got some Claim Soak. He's got the Power Booster, Freyboy. It's, because he's not running a crossing deck, it's not super important that he get all 3 challenges off.
It's just a nice little bonus.
Yeah, so he's coming in. The Green Apple Knight doing the classic. Probably this is Intrigue, I'm going to guess. And he's plus...
Yeah, he's going Intrigue. So he's actually at 5 strength. And now he triggers the plot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 strength. And then triggers the plot. So he's at 7, right?
Yep.
So that's a big old, I'm assuming, Intrigue?
Yeah, he looks like he's going Intrigue. And that's pretty crazy how he does a 7 strength challenge and no one's kneeling.
Yeah. I see a Nightmares in Michael's hand here. Do you think this is should he, as his first action, have
Nightmares the Green Apple?
The Green Apple? Or because I mean,
so it would. I think either way. I mean, it's not a bad Nightmares, but if Julio wants to trigger Reigns, I mean, he's got 2 gold on Garland. I think he would. If he really wanted to trigger Reigns here, I think he would have done it anyway. He wouldn't be able to bump it.
But then you force him to burn those pluses, and that way he can't get over your say your Frey boy, or for some reason if you have Rattleshirt, if anyone has a positive attachment that Rattleshirt can.
Right. Oh, that was actually military.
So it was the military challenge first. Okay. Interesting. So what would he Reigns into if he did Reigns? The Kneel?
I could see him throwing Filthy out on Rattleshirt just to prevent him, because he's already at 3 power.
Yeah, slow him down some.
Yeah. So, doing the math here.
Well, this is the power challenge.
Yeah, it's the power of 5.
Triggering, yeah. So, I don't think you defend this.
No. And that
maybe he's thinking the Nightmares now.
I could see throwing the Nightmares out for that Intrigue challenge.
Yeah, the Nightmares for the Intrigue challenge, probably a good idea. That's a mid challenge, good mid challenge Nightmares, because it's not the end of the world for you if that excuse me, the Green Apple Knight is standing for defense. All right, so Julio just jumped up to 6 power himself. So, right? Or was it 5?
It's 5.
Oh, sorry, I added 1. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of just comes out of nowhere sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I know that from
Yep.
It's just a lot of Knights. I mean, I think it loses in a first snow meta.
Yeah. But first snow really, really hurts it.
Because its curve is just so low. But in this meta, there was not a lot of first snow. A lot of the Martell decks weren't really running first snow either.
No, so. I know one of our group, our newest, Ryan, he was running Martell. I don't think he was running first snow.
Yeah, I think Kiko was the only Martell player I saw that was really running first snow.
Well, it got him to almost top cut.
Yeah, he was 5th until I sadly knocked him out.
Sorry, Kiko.
Yeah, sorry, Kiko. It's okay. He's knocked me out before.
So he's actually right now I think Michael's actually talking about doing a Nightmares right now. So he's asking if he has any action windows after declaring attackers. And so he's got no defenders and asking if he has an action. All right, so they're just kind of going over the framework. Yeah, they're just going. Yeah, okay, so then he does play Nightmares on Green Apple Knight. And it looks like I'm assuming Julio's got the hand judgment, which he does.
All right. Nice. That's a good hands judgment there.
Yes.
There's Michael playing the Joe Mirando Nightmares.
There's only two of them, though.
The two of them. Of all the things that Joe did to this community in that year, that was the worst thing. Not running that third Nightmares and winning the World Championship. And but I couldn't bring myself to buy two of those packs, so I just have two. But I know some degenerates that definitely bought two. Oh, and I can't. Look, if you've seen Reinhardt's deck from 2017,
yeah,
he's running a lot of one-ofs there. So degenerates like Chris Schoenthal and Samuel Lind will have to buy three copies of that to get them all.
I'm definitely looking forward to actually that release. And
you're a big Tart guy. Ooh, okay. Yeah. He's running Milk. That's interesting. Michael's deck is very toolboxy. It's, you know, it's an interesting approach where he has a very straightforward game plan with his strong neutral characters, his constant faction Neil, and then supplementing that with a lot of toolbox cards like those Milks, like those fishing nets, like those Nightmares. So I think he's sort of relying on the straightforward game plan of his characters to sort of allow him to be able to sort of toolbox with the rest of his deck.
Yeah, I mean, and it clearly works because I think he only lost one game on the day. He was actually on stream I was able to stream 3 games. He was on 2 of those 3. So so it worked. It worked for him all day. And so now we're back down 5-4 here.
And so Julio took, or they pushed for Dom?
They pushed for Dom.
Okay. So what's Michael's plan now? His hand has been thinned out. He's only got 2 characters. Julio is got a solid board with a dupe. What's he got to do here? I mean, Filthy's dead, so that's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a Coppers wouldn't totally kill him. He has a couple rows out there. He's shuffling.
He's got 5 resources available to him.
Yeah, he's shuffling only a few cards here. I think it would be nice to fill up his hand a little bit. I cannot see. I think he has another Milk in his hand, so. I mean, if he has
that could come down on Garland, I guess, or on the Green Apple.
Yeah, I think with what Green Apple could do, I think it wouldn't be that bad on a Green Apple at all. But it looks like he's got events. I'm not sure he has any characters. I think some draw might not be bad for him here.
Yep. And that is a Rise of the Kraken. That's the alt art one, right? And then the Name Day tourney, right? Okay.
I can't tell what that is. Is that Time of Plenty? I don't think that's Rise of 611. Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. 6117. It's an altar Time of Plenty. I think that's
an inferior altar Time of Plenty.
Right. I think that's the there was an alt art that they did the Rose Roads or King's Roads with, and all formed together to make the
right,
plot.
Yes, that one. Still not as good as the Star Pike one. Does it have a deer on it? That's all I'm saying.
There's no deer. So we have Julio with all of the economy.
Yeah, Julio is really set up. I mean, Michael's not much farther behind.
No, because he's going to count 8, 9 himself with the Z Tower. But so like Julio's plot. So when I played variant of this deck in the Pennsylvania Store Championship, this plot actually does pretty fine for this deck.
Oh yeah,
It's
it blew me out.
yeah.
It's just really difficult card. It could be a really solid opener. For Red Saturday 2016, Dark Naj was playing around with a version of this deck that he and Sean Emberley were playing, and they did pretty well with.
Nice.
I think so, and I think it's more refined here. I think they were still running it out of Crossing, but the Reigns I think is a little bit safer in this Targ heavy meta,
right.
And it gives you some challenge, particularly with the Green Apple Knight now. It gives you some flexibility to control the challenges phase that that Crossing doesn't give you.
So he played the Pleasure Barge into the Rose Garden.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like he's counting 5.
All right, Night Flowers time.
Yep.
I think this is where his no, he's got Randall, right?
I don't think they're running Randall. I think 5 was the top.
Oof. So brutal. So low. Now, what do we got here?
Bodyguard.
Okay, Bodyguard there. Okay. Because I know he's running Core Marge, not Big Marge.
Yeah, he's running Core Marge. I think that they're running Brienne.
They are, I think.
Yeah, but
why wouldn't you run?
Right, exactly.
The Cycle Brienne. With this deck, particularly. Do they have Renly?
No.
They don't? Okay.
No.
Oh, he's just so good.
Yeah, he's very good.
But I know, they want to keep it low to the ground so they can just sort of spam out.
Yep.
That was the card that flipped my game with Julio that made it really hard for me to keep up. That -1/+1 swing from Renly's Pavilion is real brutal.
Yeah, that's 2 strength.
Yeah, it turns off Chud defenses. It's real brutal. All right, are we finally going to see Vic come?
I think. Well, he's got Theon.
I see Theon. Okay, Theon's could be a problem for the Knights deck,
and he's got Priest of the Drowned God there. Yeah, Theon is just going to push through anything.
Yeah, he's got Priest. Okay, come on, we got to see Theon come down, right?
I would play him
because then you guarantee yourself 2 unopposed challenges, right?
And I think he has the Risen in hand too from seeing him shuffling around. So I mean, he's gonna stay around.
Yeah, and what are they running? They're running Valor Doharis, right, as their reset.
The Tyrell, yeah, they're running.
Yeah,
so
Theon's great for Valor Doharis. Yeah, I think Theon's coming now. Yep. Yeah. Pretty
good. So that's actually a nice board right now.
Oh, it's a super nice board.
Very nice board.
I mean, it guarantees an unopposed mill and unopposed power. It gives you some flexibility to defend. Yeah. He's gonna get. Is he not gonna? Yeah, he's got to give her down here, right? Yeah. You just want to get power now, I think, because the fact that you're gonna get 2 unopposed power challenges is really strong. Although I guess the green apple, not the green apple, the Arbor Knight can defend the military challenge, but that limits Julio's options a great deal.
Right. So here we have Julio thinking they moved in the challenge, got the renown. Yes, I mean, if Julio wants, he's absolutely triggering Reigns here.
He is.
Yeah.
But what does he flip into?
I don't know, because I mean that plot could be pretty good because he's got 2 lords, because Garland's a lord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So looks like he's going military with the green apple.
Yeah, and Julio has saves for days as well. Oh, I guess he's coming for the mill.
So I guess he changed his mind there. Oh, he's going power now with Night of Flowers.
Power with Night of Flowers. Yeah. I think you block this with your chuddy Frey boy.
The Frey, yeah. I mean, I kind of think you have to, right? I mean, because an unopposed power.
4 power swing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you're gonna get at least one unopposed challenge, 2
Right.
as well, possibly. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's just with the 4 powers, you got the plot, you would have the unopposed and then claim and then renown on Knight of Flowers.
Yeah,
I mean it's just a little too much here, and then he triggers the plot on Garland.
Yeah, spread that power around. Good idea. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power.
That's 8. Yep. So we have the power total correct here.
I definitely appreciate Michael repping the awesome mat that Fan printed for Winds of Winter.
Yes.
I appreciate Julio's commitment to
to the rose, yeah.
But
it's such a nice mat though.
It really is.
And I'm not just saying that because I did graphic design on it. It's just a really nice mat.
It is. It is.
So
wait until I also think that the mat for Starpike turned out really well. Again, designed by Mike Lamezec. So
I like it. I think it's really nice and colorful. It's a nice change of pace.
All right.
So we just had the mill go through.
And I think he's going to go Intrigue. I mean, at this point, though, Wildfire doesn't do anything. Actually, actively hurts you. What do you, I guess the stand? No, because it's your 3rd challenge, right?
Right, and but if he stands, he could defend a Rattle Shirt.
Oh, with Knight of Flowers, that's pretty good.
So
nope, he just didn't do it. No, all right, Intrigue. That's pretty risky. Well, I guess the Green Apple Knight can't defend, so it's not risky at all.
I think he's actually blocking an Intrigue challenge now.
Oh, blocking the Intrigue.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So then Julio's going to trigger the Renly's Pavilion. So he's just decided. Yep.
-1 there. Yep. +1 there. Interesting.
Well, that will just give him more strength for the.
But I think he gets reins anyway. If that's 1, and he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think he's at 6 or 7.
Now he's at 7. I guess that's what lets him trigger the reins. Trigger that first. Good sequencing on Julio's part. He's at 11, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty. He's
Kneeling
pretty
his
close.
faction card and going for stand.
I would say stand. I say stand's pretty good here.
I mean, unless he goes into, is he running Game of Thrones?
I don't know, but Thrones would be nice to stop Michael on offense here. So we have so that's the Spider's Web.
Spider's Web, okay. I guess he'll go for the unopposed and then go to 12.
So he'll totally strip Michael's hand and get the unopposed.
And he's explaining how Spider's Web works.
Yep.
I mean, that's solid.
It's wait, it's 2 claim, right?
No, it's 2 claim in the second challenge.
In the second challenge. Okay, yeah. I think that is fine. I mean, the stand on Renly could have been nice to block the Rattle Shirt, but this is gonna take all the cards out of Michael's hand here, and Julio's like now within striking distance. So yeah, so we have a superior claim, and I didn't catch the other one that this gets taken out. So Michael doesn't have any cards in hand. With 3 power, obviously with some offensive power here, but 3 to 12, it's pretty. Julio's pretty close. So the extra
Julio
challenge is terrible.
I feel like, though, I mean, this is just my belief, is I feel like since this deck it doesn't necessarily demand that it have
resources,
it trigger its reigns.
Okay,
that Game of Thrones might be a great plot against Greyjoy, against Stark, against a lot of factions, Barra, to sort of punish them for falling behind against you. And I think it would have won him the game here if he had flipped into Game of Thrones.
Probably right. It would have kept all the power on his house. Well, we actually have. Yeah, so Garland can't even defend. Yeah, so we do the mill claim. He's
Interesting.
so taking the positive attachment off of Knight of Flowers,
and then now this is coming to power,
which would go unopposed here.
it's unopposed, but no superior claim.
No. Yep. So now it's a little bit. It's not even, but it's more stabilized a little bit here now. 7 to 11.
7 to 11.
Oh, and Julio wins dominance.
So 7 to 12. All right.
So
if Michael, I can't remember. Does Michael have Rise? Rise here, he wins.
Yeah, if he has Rise, it's gonna be. I mean, Rise with Theon and Rattleshirt. Because with
Pike.
Yeah, and Pike. I mean, because you could run loyal events, and you just can't run loyal characters with Brotherhood. I gotta imagine he's got it.
Yeah, the only non-loyal card, or excuse me, only loyal cards excluded from your deck are characters.
Right.
Yep. And here comes the Rise of the Kraken.
So it looks like they're both actually trying to close here.
But I mean, Michael's got to just go first here, slap Renown on that Rattleshirt, right?
Yeah, so he's definitely going to go first. There's no reason not to put Renown on Rattleshirt because, I mean, if he gets those challenges off, he's just absolutely going to close. Even at 7 power, I mean, it's absolutely doable here.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, Greyjoy deck's put in this situation. I mean, he has to win or he loses.
Or,
right?
or Julio's going to win, especially with that plot.
Yeah,
and there's Asha.
There we go.
Yeah, so Pike, Asha, Theon, Rattleshirt, Rise of the Kraken. So Michael's
feeling. I get
loving
that
it.
feeling. Like, ooh, I know that I've done that motion many times. It's like you can feel the closing come.
I mean, what stops Michael here? I mean, Nightmares would be nice, but not, like, you need 3 Nightmares.
Yes, with Asha, you do.
You know.
All right.
Yeah, so he collects 5?
5. Yeah, because it's 3
minus 1
from
with the Arbor.
Minus 1 plus 3.
So it'd be interesting to see how Julio takes his marshalling phase here.
I mean, there's not much he can do, particularly now when playing. I think it was a mistake to claim the bodyguard on.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a mix-up here. It looks like Julio. They never checked their reserve last round. And so with the Spider's Web, is that a 5 reserve?
It's I don't know. I'll find out.
I think it's 4 or 5, and Julio's got a fistful of cards here. So they're thinking about how they could resolve this right here.
It's 4 reserve.
4 reserve, yeah. So he's got a little more than 4. So he should have 6 cards after the draw phase. I think Michael agreed to just pull 2 at random. So, yeah.
I mean, if I was Michael, I'd be as generous as possible.
Yeah, I think Michael knows.
Just simply a positive attachment on Knight of Flowers is the only thing that saves you. But with Asha, that becomes, because Theon, does he have to be attacking alone, or is he just?
Yes, Theon is absolutely alone.
All right, and same with the Rattleshirt, right? So
yes.
So the positive attachment saves you. But that's it. Or it doesn't save you because he has Pike. So there's literally nothing I think he can do.
He'll still stealth him. So he plays the dupe.
Yep.
Yeah, so Michael is actually in a really good spot here, and he definitely knows it.
Yeah, but I do think claiming that bodyguard was a mistake last turn, particularly because the Arbor Knight is. What's the Arbor Knight doing for you?
The Arbor Knight hasn't done really anything, actually. I mean, he could buff the strength, but I mean, he's actually done just fine with just the one green apple.
I mean, all he needs is that one green apple, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
especially
the second one here would be great,
deck.
but.
So it looks like we have 3.
Excuse me.
So another green apple knight.
Yep, good card, but not going to save him here. All right, here we go.
So bets on what he triggers here.
It's going to be Renown.
Yeah.
And then you swing Power first?
He's actually going with he's leading with the military here.
Okay. I guess that's the least important. So if the Nightmares comes down here, you could still get the power challenge.
Yeah,
off.
so you.
But if the Nightmares comes down here, you lose.
Right, because you're losing the Renown, you're losing his ability to not defend. So now they're going through. They're just Julio is just trying to figure out who he could defend with, and he just realized that he's got the good old fishing net on him. So it's unopposed.
Yep, unopposed. So he gets 2 power there. So he goes up to 9 then.
Yep.
Claim is there, and then where's the other claim? Julio did not claim a second person so far.
All right, so he's asking if pretty much is fishing that terminal. Oh, so he chooses the Arbor Knight.
Yep. Pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And then Renown.
So
all right, so that means he's at 10,
10
right?
and 12. So Theon with the power has to be. Yep.
All right, Theon, so that's unopposed, claim, yeah. And that's 14?
That's 14.
And then his only intrigue icon is the other green art. Oh, I guess claiming the Arbor Knight there he should have done the dupe on, because now he can get
Garland.
the unopposed.
Yeah, because now
right?
he could just trigger Pike on the priest on the non-fishing net green apple knight, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah. Oof. Julio, yeah, I think Julio's claim decisions here are what cost him the game. Because if he had kept that bodyguard on,
there you go,
Knight of Flowers last turn, he would have had to use Pike on Rattleshirts,
right,
which wouldn't have allowed him to get. He would have been at 14.
14. Wow. So there you go. So Michael moves to the final.
He does.
Yeah.
Facing some jerk.
I guess we'll see. So yeah. So that was the top 4 of the Wins a Winner. Thank you for watching, and we will move to the final. Thank you, Roy, actually, for coming on too.
Happy to oblige.